The office had almost emptied for the evening. Only the quiet hum of computers and the soft glow of desk lamps remained. Ethan Brooks, a 35-year-old single dad and junior IT specialist, packed his laptop after another long day. Every evening he rushed home to his 7-year-old daughter Lily, who waited eagerly to tell him about school. Just as Ethan grabbed his backpack, his boss's voice stopped him. "Ethan, do you have a minute?" He turned to see Claire Anderson, the company's elegant 33-year-old CEO. She was known for her confidence in boardrooms but looked unusually nervous tonight. "Of course," Ethan replied. Claire held up her phone and gave an embarrassed smile. "This is going to sound ridiculous." Ethan chuckled. "Try me," she sighed. "My friends forced me to create a dating profile." Ethan couldn't hide his surprise. "The CEO needs dating advice?" Claire laughed. "Apparently, yes." She handed him the phone. "My profile is terrible. Everyone says it sounds like a business proposal." Ethan looked at the screen. The bio read, "CEO, driven, goal-oriented, looking for someone who values efficiency and ambition." He smiled awkwardly. "It's professional." Claire groaned. "Exactly. So, can you help?" Ethan hesitated. "I'm probably the wrong person." "Why?" "I'm a single dad. I haven't been on a date in 5 years." Claire looked genuinely surprised. "You've been raising your daughter alone?" He nodded quietly. "My wife passed away when Lily was 2. Claire's smile faded. "I'm sorry." "It's okay." She softly pushed the phone back toward him. "I still trust your opinion." Ethan studied the profile again before deleting almost everything. Claire gasped. "What are you doing?" Starting over. He began typing. "Coffee lover. Dog enthusiast. Terrible at cooking, but great at laughing at myself. Looking for someone kind enough to enjoy life's simple moments." Claire read it twice. Her eyes widened. "That sounds human." Ethan smiled. People don't fall in love with job titles. They fall in love with people. For the first time that day, Claire smiled without pretending. Just then a notification appeared. "You have a new match." Another one. Then another. Within 30 seconds. 7 matches. Claire stared at the screen in disbelief. "How did you do that?" Ethan laughed. "I just told the truth." She looked at him for several quiet seconds. Then a slow smile appeared on her face. She locked her phone and looked directly into his eyes. "You know, if your advice is this good, why don't you take me out instead?" Ethan froze. He blinked twice, convinced he had heard her wrong. The powerful CEO stood there smiling, waiting for his answer. Ethan stood frozen. For a moment he was certain he had misunderstood her. Claire, the confident CEO who negotiated multi-million-dollar deals without hesitation, suddenly looked nervous. She laughed softly. "I guess that sounded a little unexpected." Ethan smiled awkwardly. "A little? I've never been asked out by my boss before." Claire folded her arms and grinned. "There's a first time for everything." Ethan looked down for a second. "I don't think that's a good idea." Claire's smile slowly faded. "Because I'm your boss?" He nodded. "And because my life isn't glamorous. I leave work, pick up my daughter, cook dinner, help with homework, and try not to burn the pancakes on Saturday mornings." Claire couldn't help laughing. "I actually like pancakes. They're usually burnt." "Even better." Ethan looked at her, surprised by how genuine she sounded. She wasn't acting like a billionaire CEO anymore. She was simply a woman hoping someone would see her beyond her title. Claire spoke quietly. "Do you know why I asked you instead of those 7 matches?" Ethan shook his head. "Every man on that app liked my success. You were the first person who ignored it. You rewrote my profile without mentioning my money, my company, or my position. You described the person, and no one has done that in years." Ethan remained silent. Claire continued. "I've spent years surrounded by people trying to impress me, but today, you treated me like I was just Claire." At that moment, Ethan's phone rang. It was a video call from Lily. He answered immediately. "Hi, sweetheart." "Daddy, did you remember tonight is pizza night?" Ethan smiled. "I could never forget." Lily suddenly noticed Claire standing beside him. "Who's the pretty lady?" Ethan blushed. Claire leaned toward the phone. "Hi, Lily." The little girl smiled brightly. "Are you Daddy's friend?" Claire looked at Ethan before answering. "I hope so." Lily giggled. "Good. My daddy works too much. He needs a friend. After the call ended, silence filled the office. Claire wiped away a small tear. I think your daughter is smarter than both of us. Ethan laughed. She usually is. Claire picked up her purse. So, I'm changing my question. No pressure, no office politics, no expectations. She smiled warmly. Would you and Lily like to join me for pizza this Saturday? Ethan looked through the office windows as the sun began to set. For the first time since losing his wife, the future didn't seem lonely. He smiled. I think Lily would love that. Claire's eyes lit up. So, is that a yes? Ethan nodded. It's a yes. That Saturday wasn't the beginning of a fairy tale because Claire was a CEO. It became special because she accepted Ethan exactly as he was, a devoted single father whose greatest achievement wasn't his career, but raising a kind little girl. Sometimes the best relationships don't begin with a perfect dating profile. They begin with one honest conversation and the courage to take a chance.